So, I think Ichigo just brought about the end of the world. In his defense, he didn't want to, but when your sword swing cuts the Soul King into two, there ain't a lot of defense you can really do when you look at it from the outside. I don't think it's an exaggeration or too soon to say that Core 3 of Thousand Year Blood War is about to be the craziest core out of all four. I'm almost 100%. I heard this is going to be the one that has the most original content, that the author of the manga is going to be fleshing it out the most. And Jesus, we literally had a fight at the start of this episode that would be the final fight for most of these damn battle shonens, and Ichigo got bodied to the point that he then cut the Soul King in two. They're screwed. I have those full live reactions over on Patreon if you want to see my mind break in real time to this Bleach greatness over there exclusively. So, how do you even win? All I'm hearing about the Almighty is that it's busted. It's the most busted thing in Bleach. One of the most busted thing a lot of people have seen. And it really doesn't seem like it has a weakness. Now, that's good. I mean, it's not like we're at the end of a season where they really have to rush to give an answer. We still got many of episodes left, but to have something that you can see everything. It's not even just like seeing an action. It's the dude was like literally reading the script of what Ichigo was going to say to him. This dude has action replay before the shit's even happened. And because of that, it's like Ichigo could have a nuclear bomb level attack. Something that, if connected to the Quincy King, would kill him guaranteed. One shot KO. And it doesn't matter because he can see everything before it happens, meaning he would never get hit. He'll only get hit if he wants to get hit. So what's the option? Is it a situation where if enough people overwhelm him, the foresight can't keep up? Because it doesn't seem like that, because someone did try to jump with Ichigo, and he's like, nah, I'm good. I saw that happening. We don't know the limits. It could be like if 100 people rushed him at once, all different angles, all different mindsets, maybe that's enough that he can't keep up, but it doesn't seem like there's a limitation. The only thing that comes to mind, and based on things I've seen done in other series, is that a character like Ichigo has to like shut his brain off in a way of like not being able to be predicted because even he doesn't know what's about to happen. And it's like some sort of trance autopilot situation. Because if you can't do that, then it's how are you going to overwhelm the Almighty? I don't know. I'm not exaggerating. Like, I actually have no idea how they beat him. Because as it stands, this is someone who can see everything before it happens and is able to do the craziest shit like make your MC. Like, at first I was a little confused because I was almost certain we ended the last episode with him stabbing. So when we start the episode and it looks like the stabbing hasn't happened, I'm like, what? Okay, I guess it was a misdirect. No, the sword's there. We just had to wait for the man of the hour to come in, pull the sword out, which is the dumbest thing you could do, to be honest. It's like getting stabbed anywhere. Like, once you pull that out, it's just gonna gush blood. You gotta leave that there, and you gotta have medical professionals. Don't know how that works when you're trapped in a crystal, but still, pulling out the sword just didn't seem like the right option. And it really wasn't, because then he took over and just... that was a clean cut. But I think back to the end of last episode, I thought it was a little sus at first. I was like, hey, you know, I kind of understand you just came back from the death, and basically you don't have power to fight him. I get it, but it seems a little kind of, hey kids, I don't want to fight him. He already bodied me once, so you go do it. Look at what happened. You wanted us to deal with it, and now the Soul King's dead. Like, where do we go with that? I truly got no idea. The content's fantastic. I listen to all the episodes the only time I don't wear headphones when watching anime is if I'm not watching it for YouTube. Like, I'm just on the couch and, you know, just chilling. But almost every anime I've watched, if not every anime I've watched, minus maybe 3 in the past few years, have been with headphones. And let me tell you, the first couple of minutes of this episode, that shit was eerie. So the atmosphere of what they're able to get across with, especially if you wear headphones, the sound and the music, it's like an alarm going off. It slowly is increasing, and it's like you get the impression, especially because of the audio direction, that this is a countdown to nuclear disaster, and they did such a good job with atmosphere and the animation. You knew it wasn't gonna last, but when Ichigo comes in and he's flashing his all newfound powers, I am so happy, and this isn't the first time I've said it, I am so happy that each core of Bleach 1000 Year Blood War is separated by multiple months, because more battle shonens need to do the seasonal approach. Now, I'm not going to say the past couple of years of One Piece hasn't looked batshit wild, because it has. But at the end of the day, One Piece also had hundreds upon hundreds of mediocrely animated episodes. The idea of splitting up into batches just lets the breathing room really last and allows for it to pop, because the blue clashing with the golden flare and just the way they were throwing shit around screen. Like, the initial time he was using, like, he surrounded Ichigo with a bunch of bows and arrows and just was, it looked good. And then when he decided to say, my eyes are open now, and the bows got 3 times larger and the explosions to 8 times more intense. What a freaking wonderfully produced fight. And here's the thing. If this was like the second to third last episode of the show, you're thinking Ichigo's gonna win, right? Like, what he's pulling off, like, that's the MC's. It's like, no, it wasn't. I think we're about to get bodied for like 5 episodes straight before we have a shot at feeling like the characters are about to get a W, because right now it's not looking good. And that's good, because I like it when shows have a world-ending threat that feels world-ending. Not something that, like, yeah, he might destroy the world, but in actuality, he a bitch. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes with what I was seeing from this Quincy King, I was kind of rooting for him. I'm like, at this point, if you're gonna be this cool and impressive, I'd be a fool not to root for the almighty. Like, what can I say? Brilliant episode. Like I said last week, even if there was a lot of recap, I enjoyed the recap. It's been long enough, and what they build into new content, and Jesus, episode 2 freaking delivered. Let me know what you're thinking, because I don't know how much is going to be new throughout this course, so I'm always interested for people who read this part in the manga. How much more fleshed out is it feeling, and is this the adaptation that you always wished for? Because I'd be shocked if you said otherwise. Thoughts down below, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course ring that bell, and like I mentioned, we have full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll give you a video shout out. So today we got Shadow Gaming 396, Peaceful Hermit, MW, Crizzle Wiper, Connor Reeves, Green Bean, TMG Gaming 999, and we also have John, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, y'all have a good one.